Korea's parliament impeached acting President Han Duck-soo on Friday, less than 2 weeks after ousting President Yoon Suk-yeol. South Korea's National Assembly Speaker Woo Won-sik.
I declare that the impeachment motion of Prime Minister Han Duck-soo was passed, with 192 votes out of 192 votes cast.
The motion, led by opposition parties, passed with no opposing votes after the ruling People Power Party boycotted the ballot. This latest impeachment plunges South Korea deeper into the political chaos triggered by Yoon's short-lived declaration of martial law. The South Korean won currency plunged to the lowest since March 2009 amid turmoil. The main opposition Democratic Party unveiled a plan to impeach Han on Thursday after he declined to immediately appoint 3 justices to fill vacancies at the Constitutional Court. Han had said it would exceed his powers as acting president. As the next in line under the law, Finance Minister Choi Sang-mok now assumes the acting presidency. The impeachment also took place on the day that Yoon faced the first hearing in a case that will determine his fate. South Korea's Constitutional Court is to determine whether to overturn his impeachment and reinstate him or remove him permanently from office. Pro- and anti-Yoon groups held separate rallies outside. Yoon was not required to attend Friday's hearing. If he is ousted, a new presidential election would be held within 60 days.
Syria's new authorities on Thursday launched a security crackdown in Tartus, where 14 policemen were killed, according to state media. The report said authorities have vowed to pursue remnants of the ousted President Bashar al-Assad's militias accused of the attack. Tartus is home to many members of Assad's Alawite sect. The attack on the police has marked the deadliest challenge yet to the Sunni Islamist-led authorities, led by Hayat Tahrir al-Sham, or HTS, which swept Assad from power on December 8. Reflecting tensions with a sectarian edge, protests also erupted in several cities on Wednesday, seen in a video verified by Reuters, after an undated video showing the burning of an Alawite shrine in Aleppo emerged on social media. Members of the Alawite minority, an offshoot of Shiite Islam, wielded huge sway during decades of Assad's iron-fisted rule. Residents in Al-Warud, a predominantly Alawite and impoverished neighborhood northwest of Damascus, expressed concern following the security crackdown. Community leader Ali Darer told Reuters the new authorities' recent behavior doesn't reflect its repeated promises to protect minority religious groups. He cited multiple accounts of people being beaten at a checkpoint, but he blamed a third party of trying to incite discord. He urged his people to remain committed to peace and work to overcome this transitional phase. Dissent has also surfaced in the city of Homs, north of Damascus. Footage posted on social media on Wednesday from Homs showed a crowd of people scattering as gunfire was heard. Reuters has verified the location. It was not clear who was opening fire. State media reported police imposed an overnight curfew on Wednesday night. The Syrian Information Ministry declared a ban on what it described as the circulation or publication of any media content or news with a sectarian tone aimed at spreading division. Assad's longtime Shiite regional ally Iran on Thursday rejected accusations that Tehran was interfering in Syria. It follows a warning by the new Syrian foreign minister for the Islamic Republic not to spread chaos in his country.
Syria's de facto leader Ahmed al-Sharaa has reached an agreement with ex-rebel factions to dissolve all groups and merge under the defense ministry. That's according to a statement from the new administration. Prime Minister Mohammed al-Bashir said last week that the ministry would be restructured using former rebel factions and officers who defected from Bashar al-Assad's army. Sharaa will face the daunting task of trying to avoid clashes between the myriad groups. Syria's historic ethnic and religious minorities include Muslim Kurds and Shiites, who feared during the civil war that any future Sunni Islamist rule would imperil their way of life, as well as Syriac, Greek, and Armenian Orthodox Christians and the Druze community. Sharaa told Western officials visiting him that the Islamist Hayat Tahrir al-Sham group he heads, a former al-Qaeda affiliate, would neither seek revenge against the former regime nor repress any religious minority. Syrian rebels seized control of Damascus on December 8th, forcing Assad to flee after more than 13 years of civil war and ending his family's decades-long rule.
Video from social media showed people scrambling to get out of Sana's international airport on Thursday, as Israel said it struck multiple targets linked to the Houthi movement in Yemen. Houthi media said multiple people were killed in the strikes. This footage from Houthi-run TV is said to show the aftermath at the airport. The head of the World Health Organization, Tedros Adhanom Ghebreyesus, said he was in the country and was about to board a plane when the airport came under attack. He said he was in Yemen to negotiate the release of detained UN staff and to assess the humanitarian situation there. There was no immediate comment from Israel on that incident. In addition to striking the airport, Israel said it hit military infrastructure at ports on Yemen's west coast and power stations. This footage from the Houthi-run outlet is set to show some of the destruction at a power station. Israel's Air Force released this video, which it says showed fighter jets taking off to hit other Houthi military targets. Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu told an Israeli news outlet that the country was just getting started with its campaign against the Houthis, who are aligned with Israel's arch-enemy, Iran. "We will persist in this until we complete the job," he said in a government press office video. There was no comment from the Houthis, who have repeatedly fired drones and missiles towards Israel in what they describe as acts of solidarity with Palestinians in Gaza. On Saturday, Israel's army failed to intercept a missile from Yemen that fell in the Tel Aviv-Jaffa area. More than a dozen people were injured. More than a year of Houthi attacks have disrupted international shipping routes, forcing firms to reroute to longer and more expensive journeys.
Russia's Federal Security Service said on Thursday it had foiled several plots by Ukrainian intelligence services to kill high-ranking Russian officers and their families in Moscow. The Russian agency, known as FSB, said the plans had involved disguised bombs. Russian state TV showed what it said was video of suspects who admitted to being recruited by Ukrainian intelligence for bombings against Russian Defense Ministry officials. It also showed apparent FSB footage of the alleged suspects on their missions. In a statement, the agency said it had prevented a series of assassination attempts on high-ranking military personnel, and that it had detained 4 Russian citizens involved in the preparation of these attacks. The FSB, the main successor to the Soviet-era KGB, said one of the men retrieved a bomb disguised as a power bank in Moscow. It said that was to be attached with magnets to the car of a top defense ministry official. Another plot involved the delivery of a bomb disguised as a document folder, the FSB said. The exact date of the planned attacks was unclear, though one of the suspects said he had retrieved a bomb on December 23rd, according to the FSB. Ukraine's intelligence agency, SBU, did not immediately respond to a Reuters request for comment. This follows the December 17th killing of Russia's chemical weapons chief in Moscow. An SBU source confirmed to Reuters that the Ukrainian agency was behind the hit. Russia said the killing was a terrorist attack by Kyiv and has vowed revenge. Ukraine has said Russia's war against it poses an existential threat to the Ukrainian state and that it regards such targeted killings as a legitimate
Bombardment by Pakistani military aircraft in eastern Afghanistan has killed at least 46 people, most of whom were women and children, the Afghan Taliban said on Wednesday. It vowed to retaliate. A Pakistani official with knowledge of the matter told Reuters Pakistan carried out airstrikes against a camp of the Pakistani Taliban, or TTP, on Tuesday. This resident, who didn't give his name, said those killed in the strikes in Paktika province were not from the Taliban. They were women, children and common people, he says. Afghanistan's Foreign Office said it had summoned Pakistan's head of mission in Kabul and warned of consequences. The neighbours have a strained relationship, with Pakistan saying that several TTP attacks that have occurred in its country have been launched from Afghan soil, a charge the Afghan Taliban denies.